There's a foot sticking out of the pot. A human foot. Boiling. And right beside it, an arm. Down on the floor, black bags, crawling with flies. And the smell. It's been bleeding out of this apartment for 2 days now. So thick you can taste it. So bad the entire street is standing outside the door. How does a quiet little family end up like this? I'm Cole, and this is Midnight Files. If you're new here, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a case. This is Faisalabad, a city in Pakistan, in the province of Punjab. The year is 2011, and what happened here? People still can't shake it, even now, because it was that strange, that ugly. It starts with an old man. His name is Bazad. Bazad lives alone. His wife passed years ago. His kids are all grown, every one of them off in their own home, their own life. So it's Justin now, and his house, 2 floors, ground floor where he lives, and an upstairs sitting completely empty. And one day he thinks, why let it go to waste? Rent it out, make a little something off it. So he does. He rents the upper floor to a family, a husband, a wife, and their daughter. Quiet people, no noise, no trouble. The kind of tenants you forget are even there. And after a while, they start to feel for the old man. They watch him, living all alone. No wife to cook for him, no one to pour him a glass of water, no one making sure his clothes are clean. But Bazad, he never complains, never asks anybody for anything, content with whatever he's got, quiet as they come, up before dawn every single morning, off to his farm, works the land all day, comes dragging back late at night. Nobody ever heard a harsh word out of the man. Now, the family. The wife, her name is Zainab, 35 years old, a respectable woman, good-hearted, well-mannered, and her husband, Ahmad Abbas. And Zainab, she feels for Bazad. Every other day, she starts bringing him dinner. She learns his whole routine. Up at dawn, back late at night, barely stops to eat a bite. She knows how he lives. So she cooks for him, fixes him dinner, just looks after him. And then one day, everything changes. Bazad wakes up like always, getting ready to head out to the farm. But something's off. There's a smell in the house. A strange smell. He stops, tries to place it. Is it his place? The neighbors? He can't tell, but he's in a rush. Sun's about to come up. He's got work waiting. So he lets it go, and he leaves. That night he comes home, opens the door, and that smell from the morning, it's stronger now, way stronger. And now he can name it. It's foul, rotten. But where? He has no idea. Feels like something died. A cat, a dog, some animal that crawled into a tight corner somewhere and just gave up. Inside the house, outside the door, he can't find the source. So he searches, half the night. And then he goes to Zainab, the tenant upstairs, the one always bringing him food. Hey Haji, how you doing? Everything okay? I see you moving around, searching for something. And he says, by God, my daughter, I smell something. Yeah, she says. By God, I actually brought your dinner and I wanted to ask you about it. That smell, it's been killing us since this morning. God bless you. Look, I'm scared you've got something dead in the house, some animal. By God, daughter, he says, I've been searching since morning. Just searched again. Search with me, she says. And she starts looking with him, room by room. By God, uncle, the smell is strong, but I can't tell where it's coming from. Maybe it's the neighbors. It's late, he says. It's not right to go banging on people's doors this hour. Tomorrow morning I'll check. Maybe it's them. Maybe it's their windows, looking into our place. Okay, she says. And she makes him dinner. And this time, she makes him a good one. He comes in wrecked from the farm, eats, gets full, lays his head down, and sleeps. Dawn comes, he's up like always. And the smell, still there, worse than ever, unbearable. And he says, no, not today. This ends today. I'm not going anywhere near that farm until I find out where this smell in my house is coming from. And he tears the place apart, every corner, up to the roof, back down, Right side, left side, the storeroom by the locked rooms, the bathrooms, the kitchen, the staircase. Nothing, nothing. So he opens the front door. He wants to check the neighbors' windows, the ones that look onto his house, and he freezes. Because the neighbors are already standing there, gathered right outside his door. "What's going on?" he says. "Hope everything's all right. Why's everybody out here?" And they tell him, "Listen, brother, there's a horrible smell coming out of your house." And he says, "People, by God, I'm suffering. 2 whole days I've been searching, and I can't find it. I turned this house upside down, and I'm telling you, I'm sure, it's not coming from my place. I was just heading out to check. Maybe it's a neighbor. Maybe it's the windows facing us." "No, no, no," they say. "Friend, we're your neighbors, and we're telling you, the smell is coming from your house." "Then come," he says, "come search with me. I'm an old man. Maybe I'm missing something." "No problem," they say. "We'll look with you. We just need to figure out where it's coming from. Come in." And he lets them inside, and they search, and search, and search. And one of them stops. "People, the source isn't down here. It's coming from upstairs. Let's check up top." "There's only that family living up there," Bazad says. Up they go. To the roof first. Nothing. Back down to the first floor. To Zainab's apartment. And they're sniffing. Getting closer, and the closer they get to Zainab's door, the stronger it gets, and it's pouring out, right through the gaps under the door. The smell is coming from inside the apartment. "Haji," they say, "it's from here." And they knock. Nothing. Nobody answers. And Bazad's confused. That's strange. Just yesterday, the woman who lives here, Zainab, the one complaining about the smell herself, she's here. Her and her husband. Why won't she open the door? Her husband, Ahmad Abbas, and their daughter, a little girl, 13 years old. Her name's Sonia. The woman made me dinner just yesterday. People, please, don't make this complicated. The smell isn't from." No, they cut him off, we're sure. They pound on the door. Zainab doesn't open. Ahmad doesn't open. Sonia, 13 years old, doesn't open. And now everyone's uneasy. Something's wrong. Something bad has happened behind that door. And Bazad says, "Go ahead. You want to break it, break it." So they do. The second that door swings open, they're calling out, "Zainab, Ahmad." Nothing, no answer. And they step inside. And the smell, it hits so hard it stings the eyes, blinds you. They clap their hands over their noses, and they push forward, searching. And they head for the kitchen, because there's a sound coming from in there. Something on, something, cooking, like somebody's in there making dinner. And they walk into that kitchen, and they see something that rips the mind in half. A big pot, on the stove, boiling, water rolling over the sides, boiling and boiling and boiling, and rising up out of it. A human foot. An arm. They lose it. At first, they can't believe it. It doesn't register, but they get closer, and there's no mistaking it now. It's a human leg, cooking, and an arm, and down on the floor, black bags, covered, crawling with flies, those thick green ones, the kind that only ever show up for the dead. And someone moves one of the bags. And it's full of cut-up meat. Human meat. They run, out of that apartment, out into the street. They call the authorities. The police come, and they walk into the exact scene these people described, because there was no other word for it. It wasn't natural. It was a slaughterhouse. Something out of a nightmare. A body, cut into pieces. Half of it cooked. Half of it stuffed into bags on the floor. And blood, all over that kitchen. Now, where's the family? Where's Zainab? Even Bazad's still trying to make sense of it. People, the landlady, Zainab, she's a respectable woman. She brought me dinner just last night. Don't tell me she's the one who's dead. No, they tell him. Look at the body. These parts. This is a man, not a woman. What? And when they lift the body out, half cooked, half raw. They confirm it. It's a man, but pieces of him are missing. Whole parts. Gone. And what you're thinking right now is exactly right. Because the day before, when Zainab brought that dinner up to the old man, to Bazad, the meat on that plate, she cut up the man, she cooked him, and she served him to Bazad as dinner. And Bazad ate it. And when they tell him there are parts of the body missing, it all comes flooding back. People, he says, yesterday she brought me meat. And it was the first time I ever saw her bring that much, a huge amount. I figured she was just being kind to me. You ate the meat? You didn't feel anything? No, by God. I felt a little bitterness, a little off, but I was starving. I work all day. Honestly, I wasn't paying attention. I ate the whole plate. Sir, we need to get you to the hospital. Now. So, long story short, if this is a man's body, then it belongs to the husband, Ahmad Abbas. So where did Zainab go? And her daughter, Sonia? They search, and they find her. They arrest Zainab, hiding out at her sister's house, her daughter right there with her. And the moment they put the cuffs on her, she says it. I'll tell you everything. I'll confess it all. So let's go back to Zainab. Who is she? Her name is Zainab Bibi, born in 1976, in Pakistan, into a family that had nothing, dirt poor, and by the time she's 22, she's beautiful, stunning, even. And she marries a man named Irshad, and it's a love story, a fierce one. She loves him like crazy, and God blesses them with a daughter. They name her Sonia. So understand, Sonia is not Ahmad's daughter, she's Irshad's. But then, fate. Irshad gets sick, something malignant, and he dies. Allah yarhamu. So now it's just Zainab and her little girl, and she's barely holding on. No money, can't provide for her daughter, can't help her family, a poor family to begin with. And that's when Ahmad Abbas comes along. He asks to marry her, and she's relieved, because Ahmad's got means. He's got a house. His life looks stable, so she says yes. But after the wedding, she starts to see it. Something's not right with Ahmad. He's out late, always, gone from the house constantly, until she figures out the truth. The man is an addict, burning himself to the ground. Every rupee he's got, gone. To drugs, to alcohol, to garbage. And the debt piles up, so high that he's forced to sell the house. And he drags her from apartment to apartment, place to place, wearing her down, humiliating her at every stop, until finally, he moves her into the old man's house, Bazad's place, the first floor. And the drugs never stop. And she fights him over it, the same fight over and over. Fix yourself, be a decent man, have some respect. He doesn't hear a word of it, because the drugs, they'd hollowed him out, left him barely half a man. And then, one day, he comes home high, and the first person he runs into, it isn't Zainab. It's her daughter, Sonia. And he tries to put his hands on her. And something in Zainab snaps. Enough. If it's reached my daughter, then this is the end. And here's what she does. She gets sleeping pills, grinds them down, mixes them into her husband's food. Ahmad eats, and he sleeps. And those pills hit hard, so hard he's like a dead man. She gets up, takes her daughter to her sister's house, and she calls her sister's son, a young man named Zuhair Ahmad, and she asks him to help her. Zuhair comes, and the first thing they do, they go to the husband, out cold on the bed, and the two of them start to strangle him, together, until he's gone. And they drag the body to the kitchen. And Zainab tells Zuhair, that's enough. Go home. I'll handle the rest. She doesn't want her nephew tangled up in what comes next, the cutting. And the boy, he was already shaking the whole time he helped her. So she tells him, go. And she picks up the knife. First, she takes off the head. And then, slowly, she starts to cut, piece by piece, working through the body, because she wants it gone. And in her head, the logic is simple. How do you kill the smell of a rotting body? You cook it. Think of a chicken. Let it rot. It reeks. But cook it, and it's just a chicken. Smells fine. Smells good. Even. And in her mind, that's the plan. Cook him. Make him disappear the same way. So she puts his leg in the pot, fills that big pot right up, and it boils. And boils. The first piece finishes. She sets it on a plate, and she loads the rest of the parts into the pot. And then, she remembers the old man. Bazad's used to her bringing him food, so if today, of all days, she suddenly doesn't, he might get suspicious. Or worse, come upstairs, knock on the door, thinking she forgot something. So she panics, and she thinks, let me just bring him some of this, some of what I'm cooking. And she does. She brings him some of that meat, tells him, I made you a meat stew, cut some bread to go with it. And that old man, exhausted, half asleep on his feet, clears the entire plate, doesn't feel a thing. But the smell, it just keeps growing, and she's getting cornered. She even tries to get ahead of it, tries telling the old man, there's a smell, and it's not coming from me. Anything to keep him from checking her apartment. Because in her head, if I can just finish cooking the rest of the body, this whole thing is over. But the smell won't stop. It grows, and grows, until it's completely out of control, until it reaches the neighbors. And she knows, I'm finished, it's over, time to run. So she locks up the apartment, leaves the pot going, and walks out, straight to her sister's. And that's when the neighbors come knocking. That's when they pull the old man out, break down the door, and find all of it. Zuhair is arrested, and he confesses he helped his aunt. He took part, which makes him a main player in this whole thing, because he was there for the killing. And in 2018, Zainab and her nephew Zuhair, both sentenced. Life in prison. But then, 4 years later, 2022, the case gets reopened. Because there was a reason, a motive. This woman killed her husband because he went after her daughter. And they brought the evidence. They brought a waiver. And in the end, Zainab and her nephew Zuhair were released. And today, they're living their lives. Like normal. They even sat down for a TV interview. Talked to the papers. About the case. About how she did it. About why. About what pushed her all the way there. And that was the end of our story.